Wow, snap, snap. Oh, I see. Took a minute. Oh, hello. I'm sorry, I didn't see you there. I had this old GoBot and two pieces. I was trying to figure out why I didn't just throw them together. I've just been kicking around. Half of this was my childhood, and the other half was donor. So I decided if I made decent GoBot and did so switcheroo the legs. See, mine didn't have their stickers there. Mine didn't have the stickers that, and I needed rubber for the tires. And the other part of the car was kind of rusty and gross. But anyhow, I was fiddling with that. But let's get through the real video. Okay. This has been going on. I mean, this is a months. Anybody recognize this here? And what's it doing in America? Action Force, 1982, Red Shadows, shadowtrak, seat, as seat, windscreen, windshield, these two things on the bottom, and then the tow hitch. Then it's missing the missiles, cannons, antenna, two guns. Missing, you say? Well, we'll see about that. Is it really, though? Well, yeah, but we can get around that. If you have a bit of a think. Okay, I googled. It has white speckled paint specks all over it, but I mean, it's sitting here. It's been sitting in the kitchen a couple weeks. There's a remold of another vehicle. I think these were wings, and they came out, but they got rid of the mechanism. But I mean, it still has the pivots. Points. 1982 Pallet Toy. Yeah, I bought this in South, that shady lane vendor mall just south of Terre Haute. And I grabbed this because I have the pilot, but I forgot to grab the pilot. But I have the pilot to this truck. I got a lot because the SAS Vamp, the Panther Prowler. I was like, the black and yellow is hot, and I found a lot. It came with the black, yellow SAS Vamp, the recolored Snake Eyes, and then like 5 figures. And one of the figures, there's all SAS except one. One was painted black, and I spent 3 days him soaking in brake fluid to get the black off. Well, I took paint off, but also took his decals. Well, not decals, his original paint. So I had to go process of an elimination, looking at images online of what he was. He was the driver to this truck. So I was like, I got this. I had the tag on it for the longest time. I didn't give that much for it. And I'm like, I'm grabbing that up for these trucks. The shipping is equal or greater than the price of the truck. Okay, so I was looking at parts. Antenna, 2 missiles, 2 cannons for the back. Okay, get missile, a pavement shot. $25. Okay. $25 shipping. Not okay. So $25 shipping, $25 shipping, and $25 shipping. Good luck finding the guns. $25. You have over $100 in this thing. It will be over $100. It'll be 50 times 1, 2, $250, and half of that money will be going towards shipping. No. So I had me a bit of a think, and I got out. Well, I didn't have to get it out very far. You know, it's like, okay, I grabbed it, I got it out. You know, it's just there. My childhood. Okay, this was like subconsciously like my mask rhino truck. It's like, well, I couldn't afford mask, and I couldn't afford mask rhino, so I made my own. You know, semi-truck, had some cannons, gave him some motor detail, lasers and radars, cannon, jet propelled, had duals in the front, duals in the back, and then there's only singles in the middle because I didn't have enough axles, but I corrected that a couple years ago, so it's got duals all the way around. Every time I'd build it, I'd make the sleeper a little bigger. I'd lift it up a little higher. It evolved. Gave him some steps. Then I done this last year. I done some engineering. Made this ramp here on the side. Used all my best pieces, white and blue pieces, but tried to match the design. I made a little vehicle that I gave him. He had like a trucker cap. Well, the driver was to this thing, but I used the parts off of this, because this was supposed to have those tires on it. So the outside are all white, but the insides are gray, which came with the original set, because this was a little monster truck. He was the driver, but I took him over, and then whenever he'd switch, transform the truck, he put on his racing helmet. I don't know where it's at. It's in there somewhere. But yeah, anytime I got a set like Space Lego, there's more Space Lego. Those are cheaper sets, Yeah, here's the truck, which was the original, and there's the driver. There's a little wife beater. And I just use the parts and make the vehicles. So, it's leftover. Over the years and losing pieces in the carpet and in the couch cushion, I don't think I'd have enough to try to make the vehicle. But I was looking at these. There's some good parts right there. This rocket, it's got this cone. I skipped forward waiting on mail and on parts when I made this little rocket. Two Lego parts. There's the tail fin end. Well, I was looking at images, and I done some test fitting. These points are 1/8, and Lego like antennas like this one 1/8. All right, cool. Well, it's not all 1/8. All these holes on the body, they're not 1/8. Those ain't. These three back here ain't. These are 1/8 male. So, do I have, like here is a little cone piece. You know, that would fit on there. But you need the tail fin part. If I have one laying around. I got in it and looked and double looked. All kinds of odds and end pieces I had. And I was trying to think what color I need. And I needed a dark black. Or a dark gray, I mean. So I was looking at dark gray. And you can't get everything. You know, you're limited. Not even hoses. See, these rocket tips, those are way too big. These rocket parts. Those are way too big. I know I have some, so I test fit it somewhere, but I don't know. Because I have I have to have one, because I have this little deal. I was like, well, I have paint. Why don't I just, instead of trying to get everything the same color, I just, because I have that anvil gray from my tomahawk. So what I did, I found some cones, but then I found some other cones with this end. So I was like, okay, I got two of those coming, two of these coming. I got them in, and spaghetti-o, the two ends are both male, which wouldn't work. I don't know why they changed it from a male to a female, but whenever they added this little point, see, they added that point, it turned into a male to male. Well, don't lose hope, Faith. So I took the ends, and then this opening was too big for these 1/8 protrusions, but those ends, the males on these two, were both 1/8. So I used my utility knife, and I cut off, try to show you what I did on something. But yeah, I trimmed off the ends, so there's both two flats. There's flat, and then it left me the openings. And I had 1-inch rod. Well, I really didn't need it at the time, the 1/8. I was like, why am I getting these aerials? I have 1/8 polystyrene rods. Put that in between them, and then plastic welded them together. Well, I had this 1/8 rod, then whenever I went to put it on the truck, it wouldn't go in far enough. So I had to get a drill bit. After I let them dry a couple of days, I got my 1/8 drill bit, re-drilled it out. Okay, but it's not going to fit on here. It's too wallered out. Well, I took those two male ends. Whenever I cut them off, I went around the edge. You keep those, remembering Lego is Lego, and everything's designed to fit. I plopped the end, the 1/8 male end, put it into the tail end, the female side of the rocket, pop it in, snaps in, and then when you know, watch this here, tight fit. So I made 2 of these little rockets. This plastic weld and a little utility knife action. One's tight, which I like. So I got those 2 spray painted anvil gray, which is close enough for me. And then I need an antenna. Well, Lego makes an antenna, but it has that end on it. Well, I cut the female end off of it, which just left me the rod, but remembering these openings aren't an 1/8, and I really wanted to, but I thought I better not. I was going to drill them all out, but I decided not to. I took flat file, and sat here for the longest time to file the end off of it. Filed it down enough, keeping track of my gun. Filed it down enough to fit. Had that anvil gray, and I gave her 2 coats all the way around, except the end where I stuck it in the cardboard. So I stick that in. Boink. That made an antenna. Now hindsight isn't always 20/20. Whenever I cut those females, I had 4 of them. Well, I used 2 of them. Hindsight, I wish I'd worked on it earlier. I'd like to have had a stopper to finish that off instead of just plug. I would have had that stopper off of one of them Lego pieces to give it a better look instead of just a male and female plug and play. It would have gave it a finished top, which I think that's the original. The original would have had a stopper. So I got rockets. That one don't want to come off. Which is good. Alright, so I got my 2 rockets. Now I have an antenna. All these rear guns. I'm trying to get in here on the action. I was looking at lasers, blasters, lasers. They had these like bullhorn things, but they're not big enough. Like you could make a gun out of it, something, a jousting, I don't know. It didn't have the right look. So I kept going with trying to find something. Yeah, how's it going? Dropping parts. I remembered my Lego Rhino truck. I had this bazooka cannon on the side of it. See it there. So, got on the Lego eBay and internet. Looky. And I got me 2 of these bazookas. I got 1/8 male, got 1/8 female, 1/8 female. You got a side scope, male and females. So this, I thought, oh, alright, cool. Well, once I got it in, and I was playing with it yesterday, I'm stuck again, because I don't know. You got all the combinations in the world. Okay, you got this here. I got my barrel. That's 1/8 rod. I could have it this way. So you can have the handle. You can have the handle that way. But then you could also You can have a handle on the side. Do you want to keep the handle? Do you want to clip the handle off? Then you got the scope. You want to keep the scope, or do you want to cut it off? I mean, I was going back and forth with it. Probably something like that. Well, I wish there was a right and a left, because it's going to be, they're going to be, you know, not a mirror image. It'll be right is right, left is left, identical. And then also I was looking at the barrel. I Google imaged the Canon that comes with the shadowtrak, and it has like a, I don't know what it's called, not diffuser. I had the word earlier. It has like a little bump out here, detail, not diffuser, or a silencer. Thanks. Okay, but anyhow, you turn this around. I gotta hold it. See there? And you got this. See, it don't fit. It fits, but see the end's rounded, so it doesn't really. It goes in. If it was flat, see, I'll show you here on this side. Or do I want it that way? It kind of gives it a different look on it, so I don't know which end. See, I don't know it goes in. Take this 1/8 polystyrene rod. See, it goes in. So I know it'll go in. I just have to follow it smooth. So that's my next thing, is how I'm going to treat these dudes. So I want to make up my decision, because I got to file the polystyrene. Then there's also, at the Lego aerial antenna. Man, I hope I'm recording. Yeah, I'm recording. I see the number now. There's a rod, 1/8, and it has a stopper, which means it'd be a 1/8 Lego antenna rod, about this long, but they'd have a little stopper, which would be cool, so I could figure out how long I wanted this part and cut it, and this part's already a designated length, sand it off, then I can just ploop it right down, you know. But it's plug and play. You could put the stuff anywhere you want. You know, you put that there, then you could put the cannons on the front fenders, but it shows mostly antennas in the front, and then the two cannons are on the back. So you could have a driver and a gunner, or you could flip the seat down and have a driver laying down. So something to think about. So far, pretty cool. I was gonna say, all these Lego parts, you know, they're shipping. You know, I get two of the Lego parts for $3, and the shipping's $3. So I've been going around and around like that, but it's still got all those Lego parts for $25 instead of $25 for one part, and then $25 for the shipping. So that's what's going on. I haven't decided about the cannons. I probably end up with this idea, so it has the bigger end, because also there's also a tube. I don't know, like a canister around. I thought about like one of those, two of those. I don't have any. So I had to kind of fudge in some parts here on the back because I was running out. It's like exhausted vent, and I just put that handle up there because I ended up with those two pieces. That's probably something that should be down there on the tailgate. But that's what's going on. Oh, and side note, Hustle, I got me a rock and roll. He comes with a rifle, and I got his duffel bag. No knife. He's missing his knife, his grappling hook, and then the handle for the grappling hook. Then you supply your own string. Gave him a new O-ring, thicker one. That one in him was original and it's pretty drawn out. So I got him going. So he's pretty good. Picking up a knife is almost like picking up a complete figure. So, right, I paid $25 for him, $20, then $5 shipping, and then for $25 I could get another figure, and he comes with a knife and the grappling hook, which only be missing another little tiny piece of plastic, but it's mostly for that little green knife. But I can live without it, you know. So that's what's up. I'm gonna pack this up and give up for the day. It's hot outside. So thanks for watching. Push the like button, subscribe over here, comment. You know, thanks for watching this. 27 minutes, man, that's horrible. That is absolute rubbish content. But I got stuff going on. I'm just waiting on the mail and ideas to pop in my head. So, later.